Did you know that some of the things we call sustainable farming might actually be hurting the planet? Welcome to rudeinsect.com.
Wow, that's a bold statement. I thought sustainable farming was, by definition, good for the environment. What's going on?
That's the thing, isn't it? We often have a simplified view of what sustainable really means. The idea is about balancing food production with the needs of the environment for the long term. It's not just about growing food, it's about nurturing the land.
So, how are some of these practices falling short?
Well, a big one is that sometimes farmers aren't tailoring the techniques to their specific environment. What works in one region might actually be detrimental in another. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
That makes sense. I guess things like irrigation would be very different depending on whether you're in a dry or wet climate.
Exactly. And another issue is monoculture, planting the same crop over and over. It might seem easier, but it can really deplete the soil and make the crops more vulnerable to pests. Biodiversity is key.
So, crop rotation is a better option?
Absolutely. Rotating crops, using cover crops, things like that, help to maintain the soil's fertility and reduce the need for chemical fertilizers and pesticides. It's a more natural way of doing things.
What about waste? I've heard food waste is a huge problem.
It is. Sustainable farming tries to minimize waste by utilizing every part of the crop. Composting organic waste, finding alternative uses for byproducts, it all helps to close the loop.
It sounds like it's a very holistic approach. Is it actually profitable for farmers, though? I can imagine some of these techniques are expensive to implement.
That's a valid concern, but often, sustainable practices can reduce costs in the long run. You're less reliant on expensive chemicals, and some sustainably produced food can fetch premium prices. Diversifying crops can also help.
What about new technologies? Are they playing a role?
Definitely. Things like precision agriculture, using drones and data to optimize resource use, can make a big difference. And blockchain technology can help track food from farm to table, ensuring that sustainable practices are actually being followed.
It sounds like there's a lot to consider when we're talking about sustainable farming. It's much more complex than I initially thought.
Precisely. It's about finding the right balance and constantly learning and adapting. It's a journey, not a destination.
It's clear that implementing true sustainable farming practices is essential for a healthy planet and community.
Exactly.
That is all the time we have for today. Thank you for listening to rudeinsect.com, Conversations with Grant and Fiona.